What if the key to maintaining your vitality, mental clarity, and spiritual energy did not rest in costly elixirs or secrets reserved for the chosen few, but in a precise point on your own body? A place so subtle you could pass through your entire life without suspecting that an ancestral power pulses there, a portal toward longevity and inner strength. That point exists. In the Eastern tradition, it is known as ST-36, the master point of eternal youth. For centuries, the sages and warriors of China considered it an indispensable resource. They said that soldiers, upon stimulating it, could traverse long distances without exhaustion, as if a hidden spring of energy opened beneath their skin. But beyond physical endurance, this point guards a much greater mystery: the ability to awaken the vital current flowing through the body, to harmonize the mind, and to restore our connection with our immortal essence. Imagine your body as a temple filled with secret passages, and ST-36 as one of those hidden doors. When you touch it, far more than tension releases or muscles revive. A spark ignites, one that reminds your cells they were designed for wholeness. In each press, in each conscious breath, what seems a simple physical gesture becomes a sacred ritual of activating your inner power. Why is this point so intriguing? Because it unites the tangible with the intangible. On the physical plane, it stimulates digestion, strengthens immunity, and revitalizes the body. But on the spiritual plane, it opens a flood of vital energy, the qi, that flows through meridians like invisible rivers, connecting every organ with the totality of your being. It is, quite simply, a switch of life itself. The mystery of eternal youth does not hide in distant lands or impossible formulas. It dwells in the wisdom of your own body, in sacred places like the ST-36 that await awakening. And once you experience it, you will understand that the true miracle of living long and full is not adding more years to your life, but more life and consciousness to each year. This point represents the union of the earthly and the celestial. It is not about stopping wrinkles or freezing time. It is about renewing the vital energy that sustains each cell, each thought, each heartbeat. The youth we speak of is the capacity to regenerate, to begin anew, to move with lightness even amid life's trials. And this is precisely what this point awakens: the memory that your body is a river of energy, not a stone condemned to decay. To understand the greatness of ST-36, we must travel to the origins of Chinese medicine and enter the worldview that gave meaning to each gesture. In that vision, the human body is not a collection of isolated organs, but a microcosm reflecting the universe. Each meridian is a river of energy, each point a crossroads where heaven and earth meet. ST-36, also known as Zusanli, has been venerated for millennia as one of the most powerful points in the acupuncture system. Its name is no accident. Zu means leg, San is 3, and Il, Lai, translates as measure or mile. It is interpreted as the 3 miles of the leg. It was said that by stimulating this point, an exhausted traveler could walk 3 more miles without faltering. For the ancients, this was proof that the body holds hidden reserves of vital energy, waiting to be freed. Classical texts like the Huangdi Neijing, the inner canon of the Yellow Emperor, describe it as a point of longevity, capable of strengthening the elderly and prolonging their days. It was not simply a remedy against fatigue, but access to essential vitality, that spark called qi that, when flowing without obstruction, maintains balance between body, mind, and spirit. From a philosophical perspective, ST-36 embodies the union of the terrestrial and the celestial. It is found in the stomach meridian, the organ that receives the Earth's fruits and transforms them into energy. Its stimulation harmonizes the solar plexus, the center where confidence, will, and inner strength dwell. Thus, touching this point, unified material and spiritual nutrition. Taoist monks considered it indispensable in their practices of meditation and internal alchemy. For them, youth was not appearance, but energetic flow. By keeping channels clear, life expanded like a river without dams. ST-36 became a guardian of that current, a reminder that the human body, when properly tended, is a temple capable of sustaining eternity. In the West, this knowledge arrived late and was received with skepticism. Yet those who experimented with the point confirmed its surprising effects on vitality, digestion, and immunity. What seemed mystery to the scientific eye was simply the logic of the universe manifesting in the human body. Thus, ST-36 is not an exotic invention or passing trick, but testimony to a philosophy that saw the human being as a reflection of the cosmos. The point ST-36, known as Zusanli, is not just any place on the body. It is a crossroads, a crossing where vital energy concentrates like a hidden spring beneath the skin. Finding it requires more than anatomical knowledge. It requires attention, presence, and the willingness to see the body as a sacred map. Where is this point located? On the surface, it sits on the outer part of the leg, just below the knee. To find it, bend your leg and place 4 fingers below the lower edge of the kneecap. From there, move slightly toward the outer part of the shin. That is the exact place where ST-36 rests. But beyond technique, what matters is the sensation. When you press it, you will feel a special sensitivity, as if the body itself recognizes that you have touched a portal. Why is this point considered the master point of youth? Because stimulating it awakens the energy that nourishes both the physical and spiritual body. In medical terms, it activates digestion, strengthens the immune system, and regulates the body's energy. But on a deeper level, it ignites the inner fire, the chi that feeds not only muscles, but also will, mental clarity, and emotional serenity. Imagine your body as an oil lamp. Over time, the flame dims, not because fire lacks, but because the oil depletes or does not circulate well. ST-36 acts as a secret channel that releases that vital oil, ensuring the flame never extinguishes. Each conscious pressure on this point is like tending the flame, reminding the body it was designed for wholeness, not premature decay. In Eastern tradition, warriors would stimulate this point before long battles, not only to endure physically, but to keep the mind clear and spirit centered. It was their way of entering combat, not from fear, but from the inner certainty of being connected with a superior force. Similarly, Taoist monks used it to deepen meditation, for opening this channel allowed them to sustain hours of stillness without physical weakening. Today, though we call it by clinical names, or explain it with scientific terminology, the mystery remains. When you activate ST-36, something more than muscles and nerves awakens. It is like striking a drum inside the body. Its vibration expands everywhere, reminding each cell it remains part of a greater symphony. Thus, the first half of this point's mystery reveals itself. It is not merely a physical location, but a symbolic key. A key that opens the door to vitality, clarity, and inner strength. The body responds with renewed energy, but the spirit awakens too, as if someone had struck the gong of the soul. When we speak of ST-36, we often think of physical vitality and its power to strengthen the body. But its deepest mystery lies in the invisible. This point is also an emotional and spiritual portal, a switch that connects us with life's flow and reminds us that true youth is a state of consciousness more than a calendar number. In traditional Chinese medicine, the stomach meridian relates to the solar plexus, where emotions like anxiety, worry, and excessive thinking lodge. When blocked, the person feels heavy, extinguished, directionless. It is as if the inner sun were covered by clouds. ST-36 acts as a breath of wind, clearing the internal sky. It releases tension, calms the mind, and restores self-confidence. It is no accident that many traditions associated this point with emotional resilience. Stimulating it strengthened not only the warrior's body, but their spirit. A tired warrior can continue fighting, but a warrior without heart or faith is lost. ST-36 returns that heart, reminding that strength comes from inner certainty of being aligned with life's flow. From an esoteric view, ST-36 represents the root of eternal youth, not by stopping wrinkles, but by renewing the vital energy sustaining each cell. Youth is the capacity to regenerate, to begin anew, to maintain enthusiasm. A person who activates this point regularly lives not only longer, but better, with freshness in their gaze and serene strength in their heart. The Taoists spoke of this point as a fountain of longevity. By maintaining balanced energetic flow, the body could prolong its time on earth in harmony with heaven. For them, long life was an opportunity to refine the spirit, to learn, to love, and to rise to new understandings. ST-36 was a tool of evolution. Even today, those who practice stimulating this point report a curious effect: lightness, mental clarity, and emotional serenity, transcending the physical. It is as if pressing this place opened a window and fresh air entered the entire system. That lightness reminds us it is always possible to begin anew. Thus, the least known aspect of ST-36 is that it cares for mind and soul, not only body. It is a point of balance, a guardian of resilience, and a bridge toward youth understood as inner strength, as conscious vitality, depending not on age, but on connection with universal energy. Knowing that ST-36 is a master point of youth and vitality is merely the first step. True change occurs when you transform that knowledge into practice, when you integrate it as part of your daily life and live it not as an isolated technique, but as a conscious ritual. The first counsel is to learn to listen to yourself. It is not enough to press a body point, expecting miraculous results. Before doing so, sit in silence and observe. How is your energy today? What emotions predominate? What signals does your body give? ST-36 is most receptive when activated from presence, as if opening a dialogue with your inner temple. In physical practice, you can stimulate it with pressure or circular massage, using your fingers or knuckles. Dedicate 2 to 5 minutes per leg, preferably in the morning, to ignite your day's energy, or in the evening, to release accumulated tensions. As you do this, breathe deeply, imagining each inhale brings light, and each exhale dissolves blockages. Do not make it mechanical. Do it like lighting a candle on an altar. A second counsel is to accompany stimulation with intention. The body responds to the energy you impress upon it. If you massage thinking of fatigue, you strengthen fatigue. If you stimulate visualizing your vitality expanding, you open that door. The ancients said, "The mind directs chi." Wherever you place attention, energy flows. Thus, each session with ST-36 becomes an active meditation. Another crucial aspect is consistency. Do not expect a single practice to change your life overnight. The body's wisdom responds to repetition and rhythm. Like a plant needing daily water, ST-36 reveals its gifts to those who tend it with discipline. Incorporate it into your routine like brushing your teeth or drinking water. With time, you will notice how your vital energy not only strengthens, but stabilizes more evenly. The fourth counsel is to integrate ST-36 with conscious living habits. This point amplifies what you already cultivate. If you eat chaotically and live stressfully, its power is limited. But accompanied by balanced nutrition, adequate rest, and moments connecting with nature, it becomes a well-being amplifier. Remember, it is linked to digestion. What you eat, think, and feel is processed there. Finally, honor this point as a reminder of your inner youth. Each time you touch it, repeat mentally an affirmation. Life flows in me. I am vitality. I am clarity. I am inner strength. Make this a ritual of spiritual remembrance, for youth is measured not in wrinkles or calendars, but in your capacity to renew yourself and keep the soul's fire alive. We have walked a path that led us from the roots of ancestral wisdom to the intimate and simple practice of touching a point on the body. Yet you now know that ST-36 is not merely a physical point. It is a symbol, a doorway connecting the visible with the invisible, the material with the spiritual. When the ancients called it the point of eternal youth, they were not speaking of stopping wrinkles or freezing time, but of something far deeper, maintaining alive the vital current that animates each cell and each thought. True youth is the capacity to regenerate, to adapt, to walk with lightness, even amid life's trials. And this is precisely what this point awakens. The memory that your body is a river of energy, not a stone condemned to decay. Throughout this journey, we saw that ST-36 strengthens the body, calms emotions, and elevates the spirit. It can rekindle your inner sun when anxiety clouds it, remind you of your strength when fatigue bends you, and restore freshness to your soul when life feels repetitive. It is a silent, discreet key that anyone can use, but which reveals its power only to those who apply it with consistency and reverence. What is most valuable is that this teaching reminds us we need not seek outside what already dwells within. There are no magical formulas or secrets reserved for the few. It is about awakening the temple that is your body and learning to inhabit it with consciousness. ST-36 is but one example of what happens when we rediscover that each point of our organism guards a mystery, and each mystery is a bridge toward the divine. Ask yourself, how would your life change if, instead of pursuing youth as an external ideal, you began cultivating it as an inner experience? Perhaps you would discover you need not add years to your existence, but add life and consciousness to each year. For true youth lives not in the mirror, but in the brightness of your eyes, the strength of your voice, and the serenity of your heart. Now the choice is yours. You can leave this knowledge as mere curiosity, or you can integrate it as a living practice, a daily ritual reminding you of your power of regeneration and your eternal bond with the energy of the universe. When you take time to activate your ST-36 with respect, intention, and love, you send a clear signal to the universe. I am ready to hold my light. I am willing to anchor my vitality in this earth. And when that occurs, life begins reorganizing around you, not because circumstances change, but because you have become a clearer, firmer, more awakened channel for the eternal fountain of youth that flows within.